It's UvaldeRadio.net. I'm Robert Miguel here with you on National School Choice Week. Again, all this week is School Choice Week, and if you don't know what it is, we talked to the president of National School Choice Week yesterday. If you go to their website, schoolchoiceweek.com, it says school choice means giving parents access to the best K-12 education options for their children. These options include traditional public schools, public charter schools, magnet schools, private schools, online academies, and homeschooling. And of course, here in Uvalde County, we've got a great public school system, UCISD, love those guys, but we do have some fantastic private school options as well. So we're spending this National School Choice Week to highlight and learn more about those options. And with me on the phone, principal of the Sacred Heart Catholic School, Mr. Joseph Olan. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on, Robert.
It is my pleasure. Thank you. So I apologize. First of all, this is the first chance we've actually officially got to speak on the air since you've taken over the principalship. Is that a word? Principalship? The job.
Yes, it is.
Over at Sacred Heart. So you're relatively new to your position, right?
Yes, correct. Before this position, I was at Bernie ISD, serving under Superintendent Thomas Price as an intern, learning all about being a superintendent. And then I've been an educator for, this is about my 11th, 12th year now, so I'm loving what I'm doing. And I've been giving presentations internationally, nationally, and virtually, obviously, since 2015 when I was a U.S. Fulbright. And I was sent to the Republic of Singapore, attached to the U.S. Department of State. So it's been a great, great time, but I found my home here at Sacred Heart Catholic School. It's been here since 1913. Great tradition, great values, and our three pillars is academic excellence, faith development, and leadership. So this is a wonderful place for me right now.
Well, Principal Olan, when exactly did you take on the gig? How long have you been there now? I
was hired on August 1st. So it's been great. But about a week before I was hired, actually a week before, after my interview, but before my hired date, I actually met with Father Eddie Morales, the pastor at Sacred Heart Catholic Church, and we communicate a lot. I love his ideas for the school. I love everything about this school, and I love the traditions behind it.
Now, not to pry, but Principal Estrada, did she retire? Did she move on? I don't know the backstory there. I don't. Is that something you can talk about?
Yes, Principal Estrada has dedicated numerous years to education, over 25 years to education. She retired, and rightfully so, because she deserved that retirement because she literally gave it all she had as an educator, and she was an outstanding administrator. And overall, I can't say enough great things about Mrs. Estrada. She did a wonderful, wonderful job here at this school and prior years as an educator at other schools.
Now, that transition from when Ms. Estrada left and you took over, was there any overlap? Did you get to train with her, or what was that transition period like for you guys?
Ms. Estrada is a servant leader. So when I took over, she was walk in step with me, guiding me to see all the little systems that private school, parochial schools like Sacred Heart have in place that you don't find in public education. So she was there, and she's always a phone call away if I ever need her for anything. It's just been wonderful having her support and having her guidance in the beginning when I began to transition into the principal position here at Sacred Heart.
Now, you mentioned some of your accomplishments earlier on, and it sounds like you kind of had your choice of what gigs to take. What was it that led you to Sacred Heart? What was the deciding factor where you're like, hey, man, this is where I'm going to be?
Well, Sacred Heart, if you look into the history of Sacred Heart, and you also look into the academic excellence here, they produce more top 10 students that graduate from high school. And you also look at the community support and the type of families that bring their students here. Why wouldn't you want to be a principal here? This is just a fantastic place to be at and to serve. I love serving the staff, the students, and the community here. And I also enjoy the guidance that we do get from Pastor Eddie Morales at the church. So my ability to be here as principal has brought my faith and career together, and there's no greater place to work at than when your faith is actually supporting your career and it's intertwined with your career.
Your excitement is infectious, I got to say. So you are definitely a high energy kind of guy. You seem like the kind of guy that I would love to be on campus with my kid, being there. Someone that, outside of a pandemic would give you a high five and seem like you'd be a very encouraging, figure on campus. Tell me this, because you did start the gig in the middle of a pandemic. What have the challenges been, in a pandemic year, taking on a new gig, a new role of leadership? How has that been for you personally?
Well, personally, I looked at the pandemic not as something that was going to be terrible for a student. I looked at it as a challenge, a good challenge, and I focused on the power of positivity. So other than the enhanced operational measures such as hand sanitizing stations throughout the school, a fogger machine that's hospital grade that we can disinfect the whole school, foot levers on our classroom doors, and one of the only schools in the county that has a touchless water bottle refill station, and a lot of other things going on. Those are just the highlights, and everybody wears masks. On top of all those things, I felt, we need these kids not to focus on the pandemic. That's for the adults. Let's focus on teaching and learning, high engagement, high yield strategies, and engaging these students. And we have to think outside the box, obviously, because of the pandemic. But we can do that. The same type of skills we want to give these students so when they grow up to be successful, we have to tap into them now so we can create an environment that's conducive to learning, but it's also conducive to the students wanting to be at school, wanting to learn, and wanting to love working with others and for their academic success. And that's what I really wanted to focus on. We have a lot of activities going on. We just put up a greenhouse. We're having a hydroponics table being put in, courtesy of Texas A&M. We're going to have Southwest Texas dairy farmers for experiential learning, bringing a dairy cow in February, outside learning,
wow.
So the students will be COVID-free. We're going to be having a wildlife management instructor teach about wildlife. We're going to be having a career day, but it's going to be virtual, obviously, but they get to learn about different careers. So we got a lot of things planned, and we already get a lot of things for the students, but we're going to continue this because this is what we're here to do. We're here to serve our students, serve the community the best we can so they can be successful academically and in life.
I got to say, Mr. Olan, I'm getting pumped up talking to you. This is exciting stuff. You sound like something that we really need in our educational leadership in town. Again, we're talking to Mr. Joseph Olan, new principal at the Sacred Heart Catholic School. You mentioned a little bit about the school history before. Let's delve a little bit deeper into that. Let's talk about, the history of the school and how it came about from within the church, I'm sure, right? What you give us as much detail about that as you can.
Yes, this school was established in 1913 by the Teresian sisters. We currently have two Teresian sisters serving us directly in the school. We have another Teresian sister that was a former principal here, but she still serves us. Her name is Sister Dolores. The Teresian sisters is an amazing society of sisters. They established the school under Henry the Oso. Henry the Oso is the guiding light for the Teresian sisters, as he is for this school. And we believe that the Teresian sisters, they are our bedrock for the foundation of this school. They're our pillars. We're also going to have on February 2nd a tree planting and plaque ceremony in honor of all the Teresian sisters that have gone through this school and supported this school. It'll be February 2nd. If you want more information, just contact the school. It'll be outside so the community can come, but it has to be COVID distancing outside. So that's how the school got started and it has continued. This is one of the longest lasting, continuing serving schools in the region. Since 1913, this school has been here. Not the building, it has gone through many different types of buildings, obviously, facilities. This building in particular that's up right now, it's been here since 1971, but we've had other buildings in its place, and the Teresian Sisters have been a big part of that.
Now, as far as Sacred Heart Catholic School, you guys educate not the full spectrum of grades. Now, what is the starting and what is the cutoff for the kids you educate, the ages? Oh,
great question. Yes, we have pre-K through 6th grade currently. Depending on enrollment interest for next year, we really want to open up 7th grade, so we get a lot of interest. We're going to do it. We've already got some renovations going to be in place once we get the enrollment interest up and running. So our pre-K through 6th grade is going strong right now, and we do want to expand, and that's all up to our community and enrollment numbers. So that's something we're looking forward to for next year as well, including other additions to the school. We're going to have one of the only PE programs where we're going to have self-discipline martial arts enrichment, about the breathing, about thinking about yourself and your stand, your self-mindfulness. We're going to have a lot of things going on next year, so that's going to be wonderful. We're also going to have a chess club, a science circle, and we're going to incorporate Spanish into the classroom. And this year we started basic sign language for certain things, since we're wearing masks, how how to ask for basic things from the teacher using sign, and at a basic level. But we're going to continue growing in that area as well.
Now, that sounds like a lot of new, exciting stuff. Tell me this, as far as the basic curriculum. Let's say my kid goes to public school. How would you say, what are the major differences in curricular? Is it going to be, the religious influence, or would you say that the educational process is completely different as well?
Yes, the educational process. We do follow the TEKS, the Texas Essential Knowledge and Skills. We do test when we assess with NWEA, that's our assessment. But the biggest difference education-wise is we're very big on experiential learning, hands-on learning. We're very big on pair share and project-based learning as well. So these students really get to learn. Just for example, 2 weeks ago, 5th and 6th graders took a field trip. Each of the parents took their own children to San Antonio stained glass crafters workbench, and they created their own stained glass projects, and it was amazing. And that's experiential learning. That's what it's all about. And also this hydroponics table. So we're really big on hands-on learning, experiential, project-based learning, and the kids love it. It's like tactile learning, sense of touch for our little ones as well. So that is one major difference. So we're learning about the Texas Essential Knowledge and Skills just like the public schools, but it's the way they learn that's the key. So here at Sacred Heart, we make sure students are having fun while they learn, and the rigors are already built into what they're already doing. So many times they don't even know what they're doing would be considered difficult if they were just paper and pencil every day. So these students are actually taking part in these great activities. They get to learn hands-on, and that's the biggest difference. Also, our faith development. Every teacher teaches religion as part of the curriculum. We do welcome non-Catholics here as well. We do have faith development, overall faith development for the students, and that's another big difference. And we have a leadership class. At the end of the day, just for the older kids, our 5th and 6th graders are developing leadership skills, and they're helping out with the school in certain ways. And we're going to have an inaugural volunteer day to develop that side, because when these students get into middle school, high school, college, having strong characters is a bedrock for the values that we find in this country. Our greatest workers, our greatest leaders, they have this sense of duty to others, for others, to serve others. And here at Sacred Heart's have been part of this tradition since 1913. And like I told you, many of the top 10 are always from Sacred Heart when they're in elementary school, and many valedictorians through their local high school have come through Sacred Heart.
And what do you think is the greatest, contributing factor to that success? Is it, like you said, the hands-on learning? Is it just that, you're teaching them at a younger age how to really dive in and actively learn and participate? What would you say is, the biggest part of that success?
I think the biggest part of that success is we truly want to look at the students and what's best for them for learning-wise. Yes, we look at assessments, and they're very important. They help guide major decisions. But overall, we know that research-based evidence best supports us, and also data. So we look at what actually out there contributes to being a successful child, not just successful academically, but whole. So we look at the child holistically as well, and I think that is what's key. Here, the teachers, they are some awesome teachers that work here. These teachers know curriculum like the back of their hand. They know how to engage children. And that blending is perfect for this school. And I think the students and the families, they understand year in and year out. For new students that have never been here before, they truly understand what's going on here is what's best for their child overall, not just for that particular year. So we lay the foundation, we lay some strong pillars, and these students will succeed.
Now, as far as your faculty goes, how many employees do you have there, and what's the hiring process like? Is it very meticulous? Do you try to get these teachers, educators from other places, or are most of them local?
Well, typically the turnover rate here is very low. Yeah. So when a teacher does retire or move on, typically it's strange, but people will call the school, and usually they're very high qualified when it comes to teaching anyways. Right now we have amazing teachers, and our coach too. They have great backgrounds when it comes to education and what they've done and what they can do. So when it comes to the hiring process, they usually find us, the best and the brightest out there. They'll find Sacred Heart. They'll call us, or they retired and they've done a wonderful job where they're at, and they want to come into private school and our parochial schools. And it's just amazing. They find us. We never had a problem with that in this school from what I've seen in the history of this school when it comes to hiring. they will find us the best and the brightest.
So I'm a parent. I'm listening to you. I'm impressed. I'm having a good time. I want to consider my kid enrolling in Sacred Heart. What do I do?
I'm encouraging anyone that's listening to this or knows someone that has a school-age child between pre-K or that's entering pre-K to 6th grade, possibly 7th, if you have that interest, to call us at 830-278-2661. You will get a personalized tour by me, the principal, Joseph Olan, so you can make an informed decision. I don't want you just to come here just because I'm telling you to come here. I want you to come here, see for yourself, to make that informed decision, to know that this is the place to be for your child.
Well, sounds fantastic. Again, what is that phone number one more time?
Phone number is 830-278-2661. This is Sacred Heart Catholic School in Uvalde. We're located at 401 West Leona Street.
And the website is shcsuvalde.org. Again, that's shcsuvalde.org. Principal Olan, it's been really, really cool talking to you. Is there any other information we need to get out there, or any upcoming events you want to go ahead and plug and make sure the community knows about?
Yes, Catholic Schools Week is coming up next on February 2nd January 31st through February 6th. We're having lots of activities. There's going to be an itinerary sent out to the community. Because of COVID, though, there's certain things obviously we can't do, but the tree planting ceremony for our Teresian sisters, that will be open to the public since it will be outside, as long as you're socially distanced and wearing a mask outside. That'd be great for everyone, and there'll be a plaque for them that'll be here for another 100, 200 years. So there will be an itinerary for many things coming up for these students. In addition to that, like I told you, Southwest Dairy Farmers will be here on February 3rd. Wildlife management instructors will be here February 10th. We're going to also have this greenhouse hydroponics table and needle tours of a hydroponics table in our greenhouse beginning probably the end of February. And other than those things, there's going to be more things in March and April. March 2nd, we're going to have Reading Day, Dr. Seuss Day. That's National Dr. Seuss Day. Okay. We're going to have a huge event for the school. The community will be invited out for the outdoor activities part. But we will be having a lot of things going on March 2nd for Dr. Seuss National Day to really promote reading and the importance of reading from kindergarten all the way to adults. So it's a lot of things going on here at Sacred Heart this year.
Well, Principal Joseph Olan, man, I really enjoyed talking to you, getting to know you. You have some fantastic things to say, some great ideas, and I'm excited about the youth of Uvalde. It sounds like you are going to do a fantastic job for this community and our future generation. So thank you just for what you're doing and the excitement in which you're doing it. So thanks again for your time, for joining us for School Choice Week. And again, Catholic School Week is next week, and we appreciate your time, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. All for Jesus. Take care.
All right, that's going to wrap it up here with Principal Joseph Olan on Uvalde Radio.